What's up, fight fans? This is Slim Olokpe with Slim Olokpe Boxing.
So, Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer, is no stranger to controversy. And whether it is taking on MMA fighters, former basketball stars, or even legends like Mike Tyson, Paul has definitely built a career of high-profile and high-stakes matchups. But one question keeps lingering, and that question is that could he survive against a real champion? And that is where Claressa Shields come in, because the most decorated female boxer in history, who is also a five-time world champion across multiple weight classes and is widely considered as the best pound-for-pound fighter in women's boxing, Claressa Shields is not one to back down from any challenge. And when she was asked about the possibility of a fight with Jake, the problem child, Paul, Claressa Shields' response was swift, it was sharp, and it was unflinching. You know that Claressa Shields is known to always say that she can beat some of the male champions. So, concerning Jake Paul, in her own words, she said she don't think Jake Paul has the skills to get inside the ring with her or any of the guys at 154 pounds. She said she don't see Jake Paul getting into the ring with any of the guys who are ranked at the top of the rankings. She said with Jake Paul having a professional 10 victories and 1 loss, she said she don't think Jake Paul can even pick any fighter from 1 to 10 of any rankings or any of the weight classes and beat them. But how does Shields predict a showdown with Paul would play out? Well, in her own words, she said it is going to be a stoppage and it is going to be a knockout. So it is a very simple, very bold, and a very clear statement from Claressa, who doesn't see any way Jake Paul will last in the ring with her. So Jake Paul's recent fight against the legendary 58-year-old Mike Tyson still had fans buzzing, and despite Tyson showing flashes of his old form early in the fight, Jake Paul still cruised to a unanimous decision win. And that victory raised more questions than answers about Jake Paul's actual boxing abilities. So everybody is asking the question that could Jake Paul handle a real challenge? Someone in their prime with legitimate boxing skills? And these questions has left many fans feeling unimpressed, including some of the sport's biggest stars, who saw that fight as an easy payday for Jake, the problem child, Paul. But one thing is very clear, Jake Paul definitely knows how to stay in the spotlight, no matter who is in the ring with him. However, if Jake Paul's intention was to prove that he is a true boxer and is capable of handling the best in the sport, he definitely still have a very long way to go. And Claressa Shields, who has called out the lack of real competition in Jake Paul's boxing career, is more than ready to step up to the plate and face Jake Paul in the ring. She is taking that equality to Jake, and she believes that she can stop Jake Paul in a fight. And for Claressa Shields, it is not about the money. Yes, she is one of the highest paid women in sports, but for her, it is about legacy. And if Jake Paul is talking about stepping into the ring with her, Claressa Shields is seeing it as an opportunity to show him and the world that she is not on his level. And while she was explaining why Jake Paul doesn't have what it takes to beat her, she said she's not gonna lie, Jake Paul doesn't belong in the ring with her or with anyone who is ranked in the top 10 in any weight class. And her blunt confidence is matched by a deep understanding of the sport. After all, Claressa Shields has spent her career destroying opponents, and she has been collecting championships across multiple divisions, cementing herself as the greatest of her generation. So when she predicts a stoppage or a knockout, it is not just trash talk. It is definitely an honest assessment of where Jake Paul stands in the world of boxing. And for a woman champion to be calling out Jake Paul, taking that equality to him and promising to smack that ass, it definitely shows that nobody respects Jake in the world of boxing. Also, in a separate interview, Claressa Shields also touched on Jake Paul's continued call-out of Canelo Alvarez, another giant of the sport. And on this issue, Shields didn't hold back when she says that fighters like Canelo should take Paul's challenge head-on. She said if Jake Paul is calling Canelo out and he is talking about how he will beat Canelo in a fight, he said why won't Canelo whoop that ass? He said Canelo shouldn't take the disrespect and Canelo should take the fight head-on. He should take the money and he should beat Jake Paul up. He said it is just a check and it is a big one for that matter. So Canelo should get it and it should look good while doing it.
Canelo, now this is what I want to understand about the men's boxing. Huh? This is what I want to understand.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
This is what the GWOT don't understand.
We'll let China.
If Jake Paul right? And y'all complain and say, oh, he's not a real boxer. He's bad for boxing, this and that. He ain't that good of a boxer. Why the hell y'all won't get in the ring and fight him and beat him? Couldn't no girl from YouTube come to boxing and say, oh, I'm going to be world champion. I'm going to beat Claressa Shields. And Claressa Shields don't get in the ring and whoop her ass and send her back to YouTube. Which one of you guys who Jake Paul is calling out, and I'm even going to say this for the King Canelo. If Jake Paul is calling you all time awesome, he can beat you in a fight. Why won't you just whoop his ass?
Yes. Like, for real.
Just do it. What is all this? Oh, he hasn't earned the fight with me. He isn't that great. He's not a real boxer. Well, show him he's not a real boxer.
Get some free money.
So our argument is very simple. If Jake Paul is not a threat, then Canelo should take the fight and prove it that Jake Paul is not a threat. So she said if anybody is going to pay Canelo that type of money for a guy who can't fight, for a guy who everybody says is not a good fighter, she said, come on, let's be real, Canelo is supposed to take this fight. So while it is clear that Claressa Shields, like many real champions, view Jake Paul's rise as skepticism, there is no denying the impact he has had on the sport. So whether you love him or you hate him, Jake Paul has definitely brought fresh attention to boxing with each of his headline-making bouts. But at the end of the day, the question still remains that can he hold his own against real champions like Canelo or even Claressa Shields? Because even though Claressa is a woman, she is really a talented fighter, a great champion, and she definitely have what it takes to beat Jake, the problem child, Paul. So I don't know if we have ever had a woman going against a man in boxing history. But if this is going to be the first one, I'm sure a lot of boxing fans will love to see this one. So as Claressa Shields continue to dominate the women's boxing world, her call out of Paul show just how ready she is to prove herself, not just against Paul, but against anyone who doubts her skills. She has made it clear that she is not just playing around, she is here to win. And if Jake Paul is foolish enough to step into the ring with her, she will make sure that he realizes what it means to face a true champion. So Jake Paul may have his hands full with future fights, but if he ever does cross paths with Claressa Shields, it will be no easy ride for him. And Claressa Shields' knockout prediction is not just about skill, but it is about the years of experience, discipline, and the raw talent that make her one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world today. And when it comes to Jake Paul, those two words that Claressa Shields said, which are stoppage and a knockout, might be more than just a prediction. They might be a glimpse into the future of Jake Paul's boxing career. But fight fans, what do you think about this matchup? Do you think it is possible for a Jake Paul versus Claressa Shields fight? And if it happens, who do you think will win in that kind of fight? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.